So yeah, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, that was the card for me that really got me like gung-ho about credit cards. Prior to that, for me, it was the Amex Gold. And I loved that card because I think it got 35,000 points, I think, when I signed up. And then I used 25,000 of those points for a round-trip plane ticket to go and visit family in Canada. And then I realized, like, wow, this is so cool. So then I'd like refer family and friends to get the card too. I get 5,000 points referral and would basically load those up and get free trips. So ever since I think it was like 2013, never paid for a plane ticket. I've always just used points.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah,
but you don't travel that much.
But okay,
granted,
that's
part of it, right?
And I haven't traveled ever, so I've never paid for a plane ticket. But no, the Chase Sapphire Reserve for me was the card that came out that I felt like I had finally made it because it was metal. And I remember getting that card. I was one of the first people to get it as soon as it came out, and it was a metal credit card, and I was blown away. I got 100,000 points for signing up to this card, and I was just ecstatic.
What was your limit on that card? Do you remember?
$30,000, I think. 32, 30. Yeah, it was 32 or 35,000. I would have been 25, I think.
Holy cow.
Wait, it came out 2016.
Yeah.
25 or 26. I don't. it came out just after I turned 26.
A lot of people started with like 15 to like 35K. Yeah,
is that
it's
like
pretty common?
Jeez, I did not know that the limit was that high.
Yeah.
I got like 3,000 on my card.
Which card?
On my cards. I don't have the
so the difference
Amex.
though is that something like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, the minimum starting limit is $10,000. So like if they are uncomfortable giving you 10,000, they're gonna be like, sorry, Jack, please go over there.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Go
crazy.
with the Discover It secured card, Jack.
Yeah.
No, but that card for me it got me so excited about cards. That really got me interested in the Doctor of Credit. I got really into the points guy, like all of those people through the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And I actually applied at the same time as the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I also applied for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And then I think there was one or two other cards I got at the exact same time because it was right in the middle of a renovation. And the contractor asked if I wanted to put the materials on the card or just lump that in with his payment. I'm like, no, we're going to put it on the card. So I basically got like 3 or 4 credit cards, charged like $4,000. I just maxed them all out. Well, not max it, but for the sign-up bonus. And then I got hundreds of thousands of points.
That's the way
for
to
money.
do it.
Yeah.
But that's what I recommend. Like half the time, it's like if you're doing a deck renovation or anything where you spend a large amount of money, weddings are another big one where, hey, I'm dropping $30,000. And if you're gonna do that anyways, and like let's say your significant other wants that, then why not get the honeymoon for free or highly subsidized?
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on how much to spend on a wedding? You told me 30 grand. I'm like, 30,000.
Yeah, I don't think
$30,000.
I don't think I would spend that much. I think I don't know. For me, it would be $5,000 or $10,000 would be fine. I'd rather save that money and either travel with it or like invest it or do anything else versus putting on a show for a bunch of people. Is my view.
Is there any way that you can say that an event to all like the vendors is not a wedding? Because I know for a fact, once you tell the vendors that you're having a wedding, they immediately charge like a 100% premium on their services. So if you just say, oh yeah, it's just like a business party with all my friends, and then boom, there's a bride and the groom. Could you do that?
You probably could get away with it.
Well, I used to own a wedding company, Jack.
Oh.
And that happened to me once.
How did it make you feel as a vendor?
Yeah, I hated those people.
Oh,
Listen,
but you gave them a fair rate, right, for your service?
We put in so much more attention to detail for weddings. I mean, the planning is just crazy. So
what Alex said is true. So I read an entire thread on Reddit about this where someone was asked, like, how do I save money on a wedding? And everyone was giving their tips and tricks. And one of the first thing for the DJ was, don't tell them it's a wedding. And they'll quote half the price. Same with catering. Don't tell them it's a wedding. And the one guy who commented was a photographer and said he's walked away from events like that where they've told them it's like, we're just hosting an event, just take pictures. Because like Alex said, the attention to detail for a wedding is significantly more important than you're just drinking with your buds, to get those shots and to have that such a one-time occasion, you can't mess up. And so not that they're going to mess up anyway, but it's like instead of taking pictures of,
Well, I was just thinking for the venue and maybe for the food services. Not that I think the photographer is very important that they do know it's a wedding.
Yes. People have said for the venue, don't tell them it's a wedding. But I think it's basically really frowned upon.
Got it.
But I agree. Listen, I agree with that.
How much do you think you should spend on a wedding?
10,000 sounds
10 grand.
sounds
That's pretty
reasonable. Listen.
What about on a ring?
Here's the thing. Well, if it were my choice, like if we're doing like my choice here, I think like $5,000. Like in my mind, just
Super
like
sushi.
rent out. Yeah, but like I would say like rent out a warehouse space or something like that, like a cool warehouse. You could get a lot of this stuff, like the DJ, just get that sponsored or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's the food. You could just have people over at the house. It's like, something like that.
Potluck.
Would you do a YouTube wedding?
Probably not.
Probably not.
No,
right now.
I just don't want the stress of that. Yeah. I doubt it. But no, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. It's just throw a party.
$5,000.
Yeah, like $5,000. I honestly think $5,000 throw a party.
Right. You could rent a mansion for probably like $3,000.
Yeah.
$4,000.
That's it. Just, yeah, exactly. And get the food catered. So all you need to do is just get food delivered.
Right.
Invite people. And that's it.
Right. Domino's delivery.
Domino's. That's
easy.
too fancy. That's too bad. Yeah. But there's something like that. I don't get the theatrics. I'm just, that's
the main issue is a lot of people feel that that's the absolute peak and best point of their life. That's why they want it to be amazing. But then that's kind of sad and depressing to think about that. The rest of your life is downhill from here.
Yeah.
I also think there's like very diminishing returns once you're at like 20,000 versus 30,000.
Or even like up to 200K, right? It's like, how much
more?
Well, then it's usually for the family. Then it's really like, but I don't know. I can't help but feel like a lot of that seems very superficial of just like, let's impress.
I think it's flexing.
Everybody. Is
it really?
I think it's flexing for a certain demographic. Yeah. Like some people do luxury watches and cars, and other people do fancy weddings.
That's true. It's just another flex. Listen, if people are spending $300,000 on an NFT just to be like,
that's true. Yeah, well, they're just ultra wealthy.
Yeah,
right?
but here's the thing: even in an NFT, it'll still retain its value. I feel like it's hard. It's hard to. Well, then again, then you get into like what's the memory worth?
Sure,
but I don't know. I look at some of these things like people are spending like $15,000 on bottle service, and I'm like, well, I'll have a better memory just going and watching, some documentary on YouTube and just relaxing in it. Like that's a great night for me. I have a great memory from that. Or just going to Super Sushi.
Right. Yeah.
It's a great memory.
I agree, yeah.
So my memory to price ratio is very low.
So
that's how I see
what do you think? You said $10,000 is a proper amount to spend on a wedding.
I mean, that's for me, and that's what I would be comfortable with. But I would probably do a different thing than you. I'd probably just fly immediate family out to like Hawaii or something, and then try to use points to subsidize other stuff.
See, that's
good
nice.
Wedding. Yeah, great wedding.
Versus like throwing a party for maybe a lot of people, and some of them I don't actually care about.
Yeah. I like that idea.
I know this is kind of a tangent, but you said like material things such as like watches or fancy cars. Are you a person that likes stuff like that?
I have. Ironically, we ordered a Snoopy 50th edition Omega watch last year that we were supposed to get this year. So it's like a collectible watch. It was $10,000, but like the secondary market for it is like $50,000 to like $70,000. Yeah.
For a Snoopy watch?
Wait. So you bought it for 10 and now it's worth 50 to 70?
You haven't gotten it yet, have you?
I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah,
that's probably why.
I'm not a VIP. That's why. That's why I'm down the list.
So how did you get it immediately though?
I didn't get it immediately. I just put my name. Every time I came to Vegas, I would go to the shop and ask to put my name on the list. And every time they'd be like, we don't have a list. That watch does not exist.
Right.
And then one time they're like, we do have that list, and we're taking deposits. And it's like, if you pay in full, then you're on the top of the list.
You will get it though.
Yes, eventually. So the question is, how long?
I don't like that eventually, because by the time you get it,
it's gonna
the value might tank.
Everyone else is gonna get theirs, and
that's
then
the main
sell
issue.
them.
Exactly. I've heard, I don't want to say names, I've heard bad things about going to the watch places on the strip because they don't take you serious, because they just see you as like in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's another one of these guys. Yeah. They want the locals to go in there, because those are repeat business. A lot of people go to the strip, rarely come back, or not that often. So I've heard not so good things about it. You want to go to someone local on that. Or Federico Talks Watches.
He's good.
He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say is your most lavish expenditure?
I think travel. Yeah. So even though I have a lot of credit card points and stuff, there's a lot of trips I don't use points for because the value's not there.
Got it.